Okay, welcome to week two's written assignment. What you need to do first is read page 151 of the book. Another way of looking at that page, some people's books are paged differently if you have the online book rather than the written book. So it's page 151 of the book, or you can go to chapter 2, page 67. So the book's numbered several different ways. You either go to 151 of the book or chapter 2, page 67. And it's the body mass index problem. Okay, what you need to do is to get, after you read that little paragraph, the body mass index problem, you need to get the formula that's there. The formula that is there is your body mass index, BMI, equals 703 times W, divided by h square, h to the second power. And h square is just, h stands for your height in inches. Okay, so I'm going to do this problem with my height. My height, I am 6'2" tall, but I have to change that all to inches. 6 feet, there's 12 inches in a foot, so 6 times 12 is 72 inches. But I'm 6'2", so 72 inches is 6 foot, so I got to add the other 2 inches. So 72 plus 2 is 74 inches. I am 74 inches tall. And then if you go to the actual assignment, it tells you do this for a body mass index between 17 and 22, 23, 25, 25 and 29.9, and a body mass index greater than 30. So what we're going to do is find the ranges for weights. So we're actually going to find the weights for each of these categories, the weights of each of these categories. And by the way, the four different categories here, the first one is, you can read it in the actual assignment. The first one is, it's a good BMI. It means you're going to probably live longer than most average people. That's what it says. A body mass index between 23 and 25 means you're probably not overweight. This one means you probably overweight. And then a body mass index of 30 says you're obese. Okay, so let's take a look and see. I'm not asking you what your weight is. Up here, we talked about our heights. And then we're going to see where we fit in, but you don't have to. Nobody wants to, force you to say, "Oh yeah, I'm overweight" or anything like that. So it's not a requirement that you state what weight you are, but just the height is all we're looking for. Okay, so the first thing is between 17, the body mass index between 17 and 22%. The formula for body mass index above was 703 times W divided by H2. H is the height. Remember, H is the height of the person you're doing. I'm doing myself. My height was 74 inches. Okay? So the formula is your height squared. So I'm going to square my height. So I'm going to go 703 times W divided by 74 squared. So 74 raised to the second power really means 74 times 74, which is 5476. Okay, so that's the first thing you got to do. Next, I want to isolate W. I want W by itself. We're solving for W. I want W by itself. That means I need to get rid of everything else. I want to get rid of this 2476 first. It's divided by 2476. The only way to get rid of it is multiply everything by 5476. Sorry. So I'm going to multiply this side by 5476, and I'm going to multiply this side by 5476. And then I'm also going to multiply this one. There's 3 parts here. I'm going to multiply this one by 5476. Do you see what happens here? These two cancel. Top and bottoms cancel. So when I multiply 5476 times 17 on the left, 5476 times 17, I get 90 Let me change my color back to black. I get 93092. Then we still have 703 times W. And then I want to look for 22 times 5476. And I get 120472. So we still don't have W in the middle by itself. We still don't have W by itself. We have this 703. It's 703 times W. The only way to get rid of these things for solving is do the opposite. The opposite of multiply is divide. So I'm going to divide everything by 703. If I divide everything by 703, watch what happens. In the middle, 703 divided by 703 is 1W. On the right-hand side, 120472 divided by 703, I get 171.36. On the left-hand side, 93092 divided by 703, I get 132.42. So this is my answer. The question is, what weight would I need to be? What weight would I need to be to have my body mass index within the 17 to 22% range? To be 17%, my body mass index would have my weight would have to be 132 pounds. The upper part of the BMI of 22%, I'd have to be 171 pounds. I can guarantee I am not between 132 and 171 pounds. So this is the BMI, the body mass index, where the book says I would live longer because, you know, my weight is down. So then you're going to keep on doing this. You're going to do this you're going to do the exact same thing for this one, for between 25 and 29, and you're going to do the exact same thing for greater than 30. So I'm not going to do the other two to save a little time here, but I'm going to do this one. So once again, here, first I'm going to do my power, 74 to the second power, which is 74 times 74. So I'm left with, let me raise my graphs here a little bit. I'm left with 703 times W divided by 5476. 74 to the second power is 5476. Greater than 30. Next, I need to get rid of this 5476. It's divided by, so you do the opposite. You multiply both sides by 5476. Multiply this side by 5476. These two will cancel, so I'm left on the left-hand side with 703W is greater than 30 times 5476. I get 164,280. So I still don't have W by itself. I need to make sure W is by itself, the weight. So it's 703 times W. I have to get rid of the 703. I'm going to divide both sides by 703 pounds. Or just by 703. Then we'll end up with the weight. 703. These two cancel. I'm left with W. And I got 164,280 divided by 703. And my weight would be 233.68 pounds. So if I was obese, my weight would be greater than 233.68. Okay, so I definitely was not in shape, and I'm kind of lucky here because I'm not more than 233, so I was somewhere in between those two. Okay, and one more thing I wanted to show you before we end this. I want to go back up to my first problem. This is called set builder notation. It's called set builder. The paper also tells you to write this in interval notation. Interval notation is just, since there's no equal sign here, we're using commas. It shows you what weight you would have to be in this category. My weight would be between 132, comma, and 171. So this is called interval notation, where you would write what is the interval my weight would be between. It'd be between 132. The lower end is always on the left-hand side, and the upper end, is always on the right-hand side. So my weight would be between 132 and 171. Now for the last one, the interval notation, the weight has to be more than 233. The lower end is on the left-hand side. Actually, since it's a 6, I'm going to round it to 234. Now the highest number, there is no highest number. It says your weight has to be greater than 233. Or 234. So 234 is the smallest number to be in the obese category. The largest number would be infinity. The way we write infinity is a sideways 8. It looks like a sideways 8. If I was going to graph this on a graph, here's 0. 234 would be way over here, 234. And if I was going to graph this, W, the weight has to be greater than 234. That's how you would write it. So it's the left-hand side is 234. The right-hand side comes way over here. It keeps on going to 5,000, 10,000, and it keeps on going all the way to infinity. So that's why we have infinity. So this is how you would write the interval notation for this problem. I hope this helps you get through the assignment. Don't forget, you have to write paragraphs and use the words properly. I'm hoping I just helped you get through the math portion. Thanks for watching.